Something I'm starting to understand a little bit more is the direction of the Chargers. Now, again, I love getting rid of Joe Lombardi. I prefaced that. And frankly, there was a lot of heat coming to Brandon Staley towards the end of the year last year. There was talk of him being scapegoated for their underwhelming performance last year. Obviously, a ton of injuries, especially early on in the year. Rashawn Slater, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams for a stint. Herbert was hitting DeAndre Carter and Jalen Guyton and whoever he could find out there. So there was definitely the dearth of available weapons for a lot of last season. When it comes to the outlook for this season, I think it's looking up. When you look at the Chargers this year, we've got Kellen Moore coming over to call the offense, coming over from Dallas, young hot rod OC, and former quarterback. So we'll see how he does with Herbert. I think at the very least he's a guy who will keep his foot on the gas. I don't think you're blowing 27-0 if he's calling the shots. He's a little bit more pass happy, a little bit more new school, a little bit more pass to set up the pass. And he does, work the horizontal passing game. I think something that'll make a big difference as well is if they get a healthy year out of Rashawn Slater. And Corey Linsley at center. It'll be year 2 of Zion Johnson at guard, who I really liked coming out. Year 2 is kind of when guards figure it out historically. So that could be interesting. Jamari Salyer might kick back into guard. He played a lot of tackle last year. Trey Pipkins is back, if I'm not mistaken. But with another year of development for Herbert, a new offensive play caller, this is the team where I think, I might not scoff at you if this was your AFC West pick. Michael, we kind of saw Brandon Staley start to figure it out on the back end of the year with his defensive play calling, really starting to mix it up a little bit more, starting to play aggressive, and in a way that really started to unlock guys like Asante Samuel Jr., let him just really keep quarterback eyes in those zone drops. Let Derwin James kind of run wild. J.C. Jackson probably back healthy this year. Kind of a signing that a lot of people forgot about. It was a huge pickup initially when he came over from New England and then unfortunately got injured. In his stead, Michael Davis did an amazing job at cornerback. A lot of times he was playing man-to-man on number one receivers. When they got any type of 3-by-1 looks or one receiver to one side isolated, he was always sticking that guy in man-to-man. They ran a lot of Meg coverages, man everywhere he goes with him, and then did their zone on the back end where they were able to keep Davis in man and then Asante Samuel with zone eyes, which worked really well for them. Asante Samuel got his hands on a lot of balls, and Michael Davis did a great job in man-to-man coverage. So when you get J.C. Jackson back and you've got another man-to-man corner who can really stick and who has excellent ball skills as well, a ton of picks over in New England. We know what Derwin James can do on the back end. But when you have that cornerback trio healthy, I think that could really open up what Staley's able to do on the defensive side. And I think all of a sudden this secondary is really going to be a problem for a lot of teams. And again, if this team is, if they have half as many injuries, hell, if they have the same amount of injuries and they're not to 6 of their 8 best players, this team is going to be a problem. I just think they split, Chargers Chiefs split, and the Chargers have a few more gimmies on the schedule, which is most of my feeling there. And I think the playing field outside of that is going to be a lot more level if guys like Slater, J.C. Jackson, Mike and Keenan are healthier. So yeah, that's my spiel. I like the Chargers this year. It's their year. I think the stars align. The Chiefs have the more difficult schedule, like we mentioned. I'm going to go Chargers. I think the stars align.